this video right here is all about baby daddy, mama drama and troubles and problems. Y'all, when I tell y'all, baby daddy been stressing me out. When I tell you he's stressing me out, like my eyelashes has been falling out, my eyebrows been falling out, my edges been falling out, my wig, back of my wig edges been falling out, everything been falling out because this man has been stressing me out. Watch this video and see how I have chose to deal with the foolery. Check it out.
I was your best friend.
And welcome back to my channel. This is a let's talk about it video, y'all. Before I start this video, because I know y'all probably be like, best friend, why are you in your bed? I broke my little toe, and unfortunately I can't really prop my foot up the way I want to in my streaming chair or whatever. Remind not really letting me stand up in the house. So this is where I am for right now. Hopefully tomorrow's video or the future videos, you guys, we can go ahead and be in the streaming area. Amen. All right. So this video right here is all about co-parenting. But this is co-parenting part 2, y'all. If y'all have not seen the last co-parenting video, I'm going to try to put it somewhere up here so that way you guys can go check that video out. Now, if y'all do not know, I am a single mother, you guys. Now, even though Ramia's father is in her life and been in her life since the day she was born, before she was born, I consider myself a single parent because I take on majority of the responsibility. What that means, checking her into school, making sure the boogeyman goes away from under her bed. We have the girly girl hard conversations. I do most of my shopping with her. Blase, right? Do I have help? Absolutely. Her father is present. Once again, if y'all want to know the backstory of the original video, once again, please make sure I check out the first video so that way you can kind of get a feel of how we met and blah, blah, blah. But this video right here is a little bit different. This video right here is disagreements in co-parenting. Compromising when co-parenting. Why is everybody in your business when they didn't birth that child? Co-parenting. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm starting to get a little razzle-dazzled. Because if you know, then you know whether you are a father watching this and your baby mama literally don't know how to compromise, worth the giggity damn, or you are a mother and you got that child's father that literally purposely tries to make it hard for you because they wanted to go their way. No matter what situation you're living right now, I just thought it would be a great time to think, to talk about it and think about it, because there's a lot of my friends are having this problem, and summer is coming up, and you know it's time. But I'm gonna give you guys a small backstory on everything, just so you guys can understand where I'm at with it now. Now, for starters, this is season that the kids are almost out of school. So what that means is the kids literally have like a month before they get out of school. So if you are co-parenting with your child's mother or your child's father, it's probably their time or to either share custody with you for visitations, for your kids to fly out, for your kids to blase. It's about that time. So for me and my child's father, we have been having the courts in our Biznae since my daughter was like 3-4 months. Early in the game. And I know what you thinking. No, I did not serve that man. I did not take that man to court. That man took me to court. Yes, he did. He took me to court because in his mind set was he wanted to have control, and he didn't want to feel like he was going to lose control when it came to his child. Now, by all means, I respect it. I respect it 100%. because I know there's a lot of parents out there that kind of go with the back and forth. They don't have a mediator. I feel like the court for us is a mediator, but also too the court is all in the business. In the beginning, me and him, we both didn't like it as our relationship blossomed over the years with my daughter. We didn't really like, you know what I'm saying? But so over time, we did what the court told us to do, but we literally, if he wanted her extra, he got her. If he couldn't get her, even on his scheduled days, it would be okay. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Communication was something that we learned to do over time. It was 3 fine rules when it came to communication, when it came to him and I. 1, remember at all times that the person that you're talking to is the father or the mother of your child. So that is one thing we thought of. So I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't want my daughter to hear me talk to her father like that ever. So why would I sit there and talk to him like that? I just felt like it's disrespectful. So that's 1. 2, to never call each other out of each other's names, even if you're heated, to take that moment for what you need. And 3, always make sure any decision that we have, it is the best decision for my kid. In most situations, when you're co-parenting with a parent, the reason why you guys are arguing 99.9% of the time is because the kid, and the 1% of the time is because he or she is just being petty Betty. And some of y'all know situations where 99.9% of the time, they're just being petty. So my daughter is 12 years old. She'll be 13 very soon. Close to a year and a half ago, me and my daughter sat down and we had a conversation about moving to Texas. Now, the crazy part about it is me and my daughter actually had a conversation just to kind of like woo-woo when my daughter was 5 years old. In the conversation, y'all maybe like 5, but we had my daughter. One thing about my daughter, she's always been like heavy into like Black history, things of that sort. My daughter always expressed that she wanted to go to an African American school, things of that sort. I'm from Los Angeles. There's no African American school, and like I said before, a lot of schools out there are like UCLA, USC, and they're not really in good neighborhoods per se. And so I wanted something bigger for my daughter. Me and my daughter, we talked about it over the years or whatever. And I remember literally, right after my father passed away, I was in a very deep depression state. And my child's father also had someone in his life that was dear to him that passed away around the same time as my father. So we both took a pretty big hit. Everything I did up until the initial time, I always had like my child's father in mind, always made sure he was comfortable, always made sure my daughter was comfortable, in every situation of my life, right? If he said no, I accepted it. If he said not right now, I accepted it. If he said you got to get her a day early, I did. If he said not this weekend, I did that. No argument, no talk back, no nothing. Even there may have been moments and times where he says, hey, drop the baby off to me. Drop the baby off to him. And he calls me literally the same day and says, oh, she's crying or she has a temperature. And I'm thinking, handle it. But whatever. So I always just made sure he was comfortable in every situation. And I always made sure my daughter was comfortable in every situation. I guess you can say I just always just wanted to keep the peace. Where I found myself that I found myself literally taking the back seat in both situations. So now my daughter's about 11 years old. And I tell my daughter, we talking about, it was like kicks and giggles. Like, hey, Ramaya, we want to take a vacation. And Ramaya was like, yeah. And so I was like, you want to go to Texas? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my God, yes. She was like, have you ever been to Texas? I was like, yeah. And she was like, blase, blase, blase. I kind of showed her a couple things. Now, mind you, me and my daughter have been to Texas before. When my daughter was about 9 and a half, 10, we took a trip to Texas. And my daughter shared that she did like it prior. So when I told her, like, hey, it's a different area. Do you want to go? Do you want to visit? My daughter was on board. Now, the initial thing of going to Texas wasn't really to move to Texas. It was just really, because that's what we wound up doing, but it was really just to go see. like I said, I always keep my child's father in the mind of everything that I do when it pertains to my daughter. So I called him. I let him know that we was planning on going out there. He was okay with it. I told him that, hey, I'm really thinking about moving out there. After a few days, I thought it really set in, like, maybe I could do this. And he was just like, well, just let me know. I think that would be a great idea for you and Ramaya to start over. I gave him the pros and cons. I told him how I was super depressed. I told him that it was really hard to really mentally just wrap my head around losing my father, being in the same state of where it was my dad's stomping ground and everything. I'm born and raised in California, so everything reminds me of my father. And he said, I completely agree 100%. So we was on the same page. At least I thought. But this is how it happens. So it was more like, okay, he was on the same page. Everything was great. Me and my daughter, we took a road trip to Texas. It was fun. And we looked at a lot of places. Condos, townhouses, sky rises, small units, big units. We looked at it all. Expensive, inexpensive, all these things. We finally found 2 places that was amazing. One of them, I ain't gonna lie to you, it gave homey feel. I remember I cried. It was so good. And we was gonna actually get us a 1-bedroom, just kind of like work up. And then we found what we got now. And it was a perfect price. It was huge. It was everything that I wanted. We talking about the laundry room inside the unit, vinyl floors, big bathrooms. I got my bathroom entirely in my room. Roman big tubs. We got walk-in closets. We got a patio. We talking about everything I wanted besides one thing. My fireplace. They tricked us, but that's beside the point. So my daughter instantly was like, Mom, this is it. Mom, this is it. If we move to Texas, this is where we got to go. So my baby on fire. We called her father. My father was like, okay, put it in. Let it, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. So I put the application in. And maybe 2 weeks later, I got approved. And now they want me to give the deposit. Now, before I give the deposit, I called my child's father. And I said, hey, child's father, before I put the deposit in, are you sure you're okay with me and Ramaya moving? He says, I don't like it, but I respect it. Do what you got to do. I asked him again before I wired the money. Are you sure? He said, yeah. So here I am. I'm thinking me and him, we're on the same page. Everything is good. Everything is grand. He got outside stuff in his ears telling him that they didn't like the fact that Ramaya would be moving and blah, 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 blah. So now he's throwing things at me that was really weird because we already talked about it. Y'all, when I tell y'all, up until 2 days, we supposed to be leaving. He literally makes me redo the whole visitation for Ramaya. He started adding stuff in and then I told him, I said, you know we're supposed to be leaving. He's like, I don't care. If you don't do this, whatever, I'm not signing the paper. Here I go. Once again, laying down and allowing him to walk all over me so that way he can get what he wants. Fine. So I gave it whatever. I kind of gave him what he wanted. Or whatever, because I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to argue. I just did it. I wasn't at that place that I just wanted to do that. So I took the papers. I went the next day. I submitted them to the courthouse, got them completely stamped, and boom, shakalaka. Now we're in Texas. And like 4 days later, we have a court hearing. Now the court hearing pretty much says, do I agree with everything? Now I ain't gonna lie, even to this day, I didn't completely agree. I literally just gave him what he wanted because I didn't want to fight. And in my mind I'm just thinking, okay, Ramaya used to see him every other week, 11% of the year, 28 days out of the year. You do the math. 28 days out of the year, he's been getting her since she was 2. 28 days out of the year. That's February. So I explained to him, she can come for the summer. She can come for the majority of summer. Whenever you want her to come down, let me know. Book her a ticket. She'll be down there. He said, okay, he respects it, blah, blah, blah. When her sister turned 1, I called before her sister turned 1. I called him and I said, hey, what Maya said is she want to go to the birthday party. He said he'll let me know. He didn't let me know. And now him and I are at the point where somehow it's my fault. Have you ever been in a situation with your child's mother or your child's father and you know you've done everything, you thought you knew how, you prayed about it, you meditated on it, you asked God to, won't he do it? And you still, and I am confused. Like, how did we get here? How did we get in a situation where your outside noise is talking about me to my daughter, and your outside noise is expressing everybody how she feels about me, and I will just sit here and just take it. Turn the other cheek. I know in the Bible they say turn the other cheek. I'm supposed to just turn the other cheek, and I've had for many years. Oh, I told you my daughter is 12, going on 13. I've been dealing with this since she was pregnant in my tummy, bowing down, just trying to defend myself. Now, the last conversation me and him had, he made it very clear he don't like me. He just tolerates me for the sake of my daughter. He raised his voice. He's reneged on a date that he said he was going to go. And, you know, a piece of me just said to myself, you know what? Don't argue. Allow him to vent. Go back to court. And just go about it. You know what I'm saying? I literally have 5 more years of this. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Help me, Lord. Shout out to all the baby mamas and baby daddies out there that got multiple children and more than one of your the other parents. Is crazy. So it's like, what do I do to compromise? Do I keep allowing him to just get his way? Do I? And I'm not unsympathetic with him not being used to seeing his daughter every single day. But the funny thing about it, he actually sees her more now. When I did the calculations, he sees her about 22% of the year, 22 to 25. All depends on if you get her that extra time. Of the year, within 11%, he's gained. He has not lost. He's gained. And then when she does go to his house, it's like, then she lacks so much stuff, and I'm worried, and oh, Jesus, my God. And I'm just trying, and I try. Even the things I don't like, I hold my tongue, I hold it back because I don't want to cause confusion. I don't want to make his life hard. I don't want to make my daughter's life hard. I want it to be rainbows and sunshines for both of them. I want it to be livable for both of them. I want it to be good for both of them. And I don't know how we got where we are at today, where it's like we're going to create boundaries. And I just explaining to him, like, hey, because of the semi-bullying of the phone calls, like, I'm not going to be really accepting the phone calls anymore because it's just a lot. And I know that a lot of you guys, like, I know I'm not alone. I know that I'm not alone when it comes to the battle of visitation, the battle of custody and child support and all these things. And it's like, of course, both parents should want the best for their child, right? Like, I'm not trying to take all his money so he can't, support himself or his family. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to take his daughter away where he never sees. I'm not trying to do that. I'm literally like, just, hey, let's communicate. Let's compromise. Like, I'm here for you. Let me know. Like, we ain't got to go through this. We ain't got to fight. We ain't got to do it. And it gets to the point where just like, I sit back and I literally, sometimes I sit back and I cry. And I try my best to soak it all in. Because it's like, it literally feels like I'm always going to be completely by myself when it comes to this co-parenting thing. For an example, I got my daughter nails done, as y'all probably seen on a short that I did on YouTube, and she's 12 and a half. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, and me, him, I was going to get her nails at 11. He told me to wait until after she was 12. Apparently he went in to have me, for me to have a conversation with him about it first, but because a lot of where we're at now, I really felt like he can tell me when she can, for example, these are all the examples: dye her hair, get piercings, get tattoos, get her nails done, what type of prom dress she gonna wear. Like, he can tell me what I can do with my daughter, even when he's not in her presence. And I thought to myself, honestly, like, it's like me asking for permission what I want to do with my own kid, right? So my daughter got her nails done, and they were very short, and they were very demure, and they were really cute. And he lit up like a little Christmas tree. He was so happy to see that she shared that moment with him. But here the person in his ear, I didn't like the nails, it's too grown. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not your child. What? If my kid like it, and like, why is it a problem? Mama said, unakusa. Mama said, unakusa. I gotta inhale, exhale. Because, baby, I'm trying to understand why it is a problem for me to do for my child. My child. So it's like, if you're in this situation, because, you know, we come to the end of the video, and I'm like, if you're in this situation, I would recommend that you don't lose sight when it comes to your child. Like whatever is best for your child is first, right? In my situation, my daughter being around her father is very important, right? That's something I lacked all the way until I was 15. So being around her child, her dad has always been important to me. That's why I've been in the bullet many times to do whatever he wanted, because I wanted him to. I wanted them to have an amazing bond. But what do you do? What do you do when you've done everything you knew how to do? You turn the other cheek. You allow them to treat you like crap. You allow them to talk to you crazy. You allow their family to control everything. What do you do? Okay, what I've been doing. I've been just praying about it. I've been literally trusting the process. But another thing too, I did what Kunta Kinte did. I put my foot down. And even if my foot get chopped off, I'm going to continue to put my foot down. Put my little nub down. Yes, I am. I put my foot down. And I said I will no longer allow him or anyone to yell at me or feel like I'm powerless. And it's not like I don't talk to my daughter. And there's days that my daughter do want to talk to him, and there's days she doesn't want to talk to him. There's days where I'm like, hey, do you want to go down there? And she's like, no. And there's days where I'm like, do you want to go down there? She's like, yeah, she can't wait. She's excited. And my daughter's at the age where I respect how she feels. And I know he says, well, you can't let a child to be controlled over things. And I agree, but I do consider her feelings, because her feelings are valid. And what she wants is valid. So if she decides to watch TV and she don't want to call you, I'm not going to force her to call you, because I'm never going to force my child to do something that she doesn't want to do. It's like parenting 101. Some days I'll be like, just call him really quick or whatever, just so she can finish doing whatever she's going to do. I think that my child's father is amazing. I think that I lucked up when it come to him, besides the thing of him puffing his chest out and felt like he's Tarzan, even in my life, when he has his own life. I wish the best for him. I wish him nothing but good years. You know, I want him to be around so he can meet his grandkids one day, his great-grandkids, whatever the case is. I want him to be amazing. I just want him to know that we are a team. And when you're going through a situation with your child's father and your child's mother, you always got to remember, no matter what, y'all still a team. But then it's like, oh, y'all thought the video was over? Then it's like, what happens when you feel like y'all a team? And you like, yeah, go team. Go Amelia. Go Timothy. Go Junior. Go Nicholas. right? And you think y'all a team. And your mindset is we a team. But their mindset is we're not a team. And their mindset is all about me, 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 me. Forget about you, 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 you. What happens? Because you can say all you want that none of this have nothing to do with the person's feelings. Because it does. If I feel safe and I feel secure, like back in the days, my child father used to tell me, you're doing a good job. I'm so proud of you. Boo, 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 bing. Like it was a lot of words of affirmation. You know, we both had our kid under the age of 30. I was 26. He was 30 years old. And we both had our children. Well, I'm sorry, he was 29. Sorry, I lied. Okay. So I was 26. He was 29. And so we both literally, obviously, we're first-time parents. And a lot of you guys are first-time parents. And you're trying to figure this thing out. And you literally just want to just figure this thing out so it's not hard. And I don't know why people don't realize that you got to deal with this man or this woman for the rest of your life. And you may say, oh, no, I don't. But what happens when your kid graduates? What happens when your kids get married? Like, I'm not trying to make it awkward. And I'm not trying to make it tough for this man or everybody in his ear. I'm just trying to make them understand, just like I consider them, they need to consider me. And you know what? I prayed about it. They don't have to consider me. But what they are going to do, they're going to respect me. They're going to respect the fact that I am her mother, that I love her, if not more or equally as them, that I've been the full-time parent since day one, that I'm always going to have the best interest of my daughter. Not saying he's not going to, but at the end of the day I got mine. And I'm not going to ever let anybody talk to me crazy. I don't care if your name is Joe, Fo, or Big Toe. You ain't going to talk to me crazy. And don't allow people to talk to you crazy. I know a lot of y'all don't like the courts involved, but baby, it look like we're going to be back in court. And normally I get nervous and I get a little bit scared. But this time I'm ready. Choo-choo, bring it on. Because at the end of the day I'm not going to let nobody play me when it comes to my baby. On that note, y'all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Make sure I tell a friend, tell a friend that your friend said, like, comment, subscribe.